Okay, 6 days to go. And another rough day for me. I went out to the range finally and got some testing done. A lot of activity on the new shotgun and tested it out pretty good. And I tested out that Caltech pistol. But wait for the video and you'll see. Um, but 6 days to go. I guess the big problem with Trump's uh, last rally in Madison Square Garden is somebody made some kind of comment about Puerto Rico and pissed everyone off, and that got in the news. And like we don't have other problems like nuclear war or something. That some comedian makes some wisecrack about Puerto Rico. Um, but strange thing is, I was at the Legion, and a bunch of the officers were in there. They're all basically Vietnam vets, and they told a girl Tenenbaum to just change the channel on the TV to anything but political commercials. And it was a little difficult, a little searching, got something on there. But yeah. Um, so the strange thing is, a friend of mine called me from New York yesterday afternoon after I got done with the live. So I got absolutely nothing done. Okay. Uh, so he calls me and he goes, is Trump winning in your state? I said, I don't know. Okay. I said, a lot of it depends on where you go and who you ask. Because Charlotte, a guy was asking people outside the college, and of course, that ain't going to work. Raleigh and some other places, I have no idea. Okay. Durham is another town, it's pretty liberal. Uh, so I said, I don't know. So we talked a little bit, talked about things. I went to high school with him, years ago. And he goes, well, I got to go and that. But he goes, tell you what are you going to do election day? And I'm like, you know, I might go to the range. I'll be working around the house. I'll call you then, call me. Election day, day after election day, I don't know. Then after we went out, me and the wife, we stopped at the Legion. We stopped at another place on the way. And one individual there, he's retired or something. He mentioned, I think my wife asked him, "Did you go vote yet or something?" And he goes, "Well, I'm gonna go and uh, having some kind of lawn party or party on election day." She goes, "Oh, to watch the results or whatever." Another excuse to hang around the house and get drunk, I guess. But yeah, and we weren't invited, but he said he's attending one or having one or something like that. So I guess pretty exclusive. But yeah, people are they're nervous. And a lot of people say, well, I'll check back with you on election day. And I guess a lot of people believe there's going to be some sort of turmoil or civil unrest or something, which is pretty interesting. That, my friends say, well, I'll call you back on election day or the day after to see how things are. It's like, you probably ain't going to determine who the hell won the election for a day or so. But I believe people really believe that there's going to be some sort of unrest. It's kind of like with the political signs. There's some people that own a lot of land. They got everything. One person has just about everybody on the ballot that he supports, be it the dog catcher or whatever. He's got their sign out on his lawn. Um, locally, a lot of them are local. Um, and like I said, where I live, you see a lot of Trump signs. You don't see one Harris sign anywhere, other than the new development where the houses cost $500,000. I think one person had Trump on one side of the road and the other one had Harris on the other side. So yeah, let them iron it all out. But yeah, people are talking about this stuff and all this other stuff, and I'll call you on election day, or I'll call you the day after. And I, I don't know. Okay, it's just, to me it sounds strange. Okay, but still haven't seen a run on gun prices. Actually, there are these ridiculous sales that I can't control myself, and I have to buy these flash sale firearms to take out and make content for my channel, which that's basically what I did today. I got some good footage in. So I'll start getting some actual gun videos up. And maybe as the weather changes and that, some reloading or whatever or something in the garage. Um, my garage sale, I kind of sold some things on the gun broker, and I really ain't got nobody sending me. I gotta send some, give me some payment type of deals here, uh, which kind of sucks. Don't like that, but it's all part of the game. It's all how it goes. But then again, of course, I made the mistake going for a free snack at the Legion, and they go, well, we're all about 80 years old, all us officers, we need younger people to take, come in here and start taking some positions. And of course, our current commander, I mean, he's an all right guy, but I think his health is way the hell worse than me. I mean, I watch him walk around and I'm like, should I go over there just in case he falls over or something? I mean, he's a good man, but it's just nobody will take over as commander. And it's like, the other one he had a heart surgery or something, or a bad valve in his heart or something. And he's up there too. He's in his late 70s. That surgery is pretty damn taxing, no matter how tough you are. Um, so these people can't handle it. They're looking at me. I'm the youngest man in the room. I'm under 70, so that qualifies me as a youngster. And why don't you be commander? And the missus didn't like that. She's like, no, not gonna be a commander's wife and have to go to all this ladies' auxiliaries and travel to these conventions. And then, no. That shotgun you got for $100 looks sweet. What pumps did they put a lip on? Don't watch it putting a tube extension on it. Well, that one, Joe, holds 5. And I think you can put, that's why they make that one thing extension. If you look at it, that tube runs out longer to the end of the barrel than that other one I had. That only held 4, and you could put a 2 round extension on it. And they make a 1 round. I was wondering why would they do that? Because then that way 6, and then this one here, if you put a 1 extension, which come out flush, it holds 6 in the tube and 1 in the chamber. But that's what I took out this morning, and I went and tested it, and I was kind of surprised and happy, and some other things going on with it. So just stay tuned. That video will be coming up in a few days once I get it all edited and polished up. And well, since you guys are here in the chat and you're some of my closest supporters, spoiler alert, that one is really worth the money. That one and that Titan shotgun, both of them come from Tokarev. The Titan, I've been asked several questions about it, so I went out and did something to answer the questions that people posed. And again, flawless. Okay. And they put new backer boards up. And then I go down there and blast the shit out of the goddamn things with the shotgun. And I said, the president will be, he does, president of the gun club does watch my videos. I said, might have me on a work detail here soon. But yeah, I'm going to kind of wean off the shotguns for a while because they just changed them boards. I don't want to get them all upset. And going to do some stuff with handguns. Okay, I got some handgun deals. That one that I just posted, the Caltech. Okay, again, some surprises, and I know that a lot of the reviews from when that thing came out 2 years ago were not good, but we'll see. That's another one to watch out for if you're interested in it. It's an interesting handgun. I kind of like it. So we don't know. So on election day, I don't think we're going to go get our free snack or lunch. I may do one at night to live just to see what the results are. Maybe do it with the TV running or something or some crap. I don't know. But this has been fun. It's been, it, I don't mind doing lives like this, but it has kind of now my schedule's full. I'm not bored anymore. Put it to you that way. I don't have any time where I just sit around putting off things. I got to get going. Actually, I was supposed to make a stop on the way home. I didn't. Might have to do that after I get off the live. I still have to clean the guns, uh, but I don't know if I see the weather's going to be nice. It'd be nice to go out again, but I'm really not prepared with anything to to make some more footage. And I should check and see if I got something coming. Got a confirmed order. I should go and check. Let me check on a status. No, it's going to do this horse shit to me. Damn internet. Don't work worth a shit. You wanted it, we have it. Restocked. Oh, that Rock Island DY9. 229. Another one. I don't know. Wife's gonna hate me. Sale and a rebate. Free magazine after rebate. Again, another one uses Glock mags. Have a safety. Does it take Glock magazines? Takes Glock OEM third party. Okay, so yeah, I don't know. That's getting a little too much. Gonna have to need some support for that to get all this stuff paid off. 500 shotgun shells cost more than the shotgun, though. Yeah, that's true. It's true. I've been curious to hold up. All right, Joe, you're talking about, yeah, the one guy said the Citadels, the semi-autos, had blown up on him. There 3 or 4 people that said this. Um, you know, I don't know. Okay, I didn't put 500 through any of the semi-autos. What did I do today? 20, about 40, and I probably did 40. So maybe 100 rounds through that, 100 or so through the Titan semi-auto, and I lobbed some 3 inches out of there, and it kind of held together. I don't know if it would with a high diet of 3 inch shells, because what happens is that little metal ring on that plug that pushes out that piston. What happens is when you get too high a pressure, it pulls that split ring out and it comes out of the groove. And there are no replacement parts like that. I don't know if you call the company, maybe they have another thing they could send you, or the ring itself, or whatever. I don't know. See, that's the issue about these weapons. Um, the semi-auto is blowing up. That's true, and the only reason it would do that is if it's firing out of battery. And were they firing 3 inch magnums in there, or slugs, or whatever? Um, I don't know. But the pumps, that one pump I got, that GFP2, uh, that thing was a mess. Where they Loctited the magazine tube in and then stuck the plastic magazine follower in there, and it got Loctited and glued into the tube. Okay. And then that plastic end that goes on there, it's really weird. Had these long fingers and it comes out into these little cutouts. And if you pull that out and put it back, that plastic's so soft, the spring will get up behind it and bind on it. And it does all kinds of weird crap. And it's awful difficult to get that cap back on there and staying there. Where this one I got now, like I showed you, has that metal split ring metal cap, like a 1100 or something. That, if you get a good pair of pliers, you just squeeze that and pull it in and out, or you get it started and tap it in with a hammer. I mean, that's a better setup than what was on that other pump shotgun. Okay, and I mean, they're simple weapons. It's awful difficult to screw them up, but they did. You know. James Reeves, yeah. Yeah, but he puts all kinds of stuff in there, and he puts some pretty hot 3 inch loads in there. And then that's what he was doing. He was blowing that ring off with some kind of 3 inch loads. Um, yeah, this thing, I went and ran a bunch of slugs through them because people were asking. And also the thing about them wearing, if they wear in after a while, will they shoot the lower powered shells, which when I first got all of the semi-autos, they wouldn't cycle low brass shells. But um, one of the AR styles started to after I did my last run with it. And then that's when I took the Titan out to see if it would do it. And lo and behold, it ended up doing it. Fired them Fiocchi rounds, which are low brass, and 1,200 some feet per second. You have to go to 1,300 feet per second to get them semi-autos to cycle, but it did work with it. And the weird thing is, after I honed all the barrels out, I have barrel hones, might as well use them. Uh, that Fiocchi buckshot at 20, say 24, 25 feet, okay, of which you're not going to other than shooting down a hallway in your house. That stuff patterns like that. It patterns well. Okay. I mean, compared to the others, that real ammo, that stuff's kind of all over the place or whatever. But it does pattern real tight and good. So can't complain there. But yeah, have to see. Now they're tempting me, but that's let me look where it is. That thing there. All it is one of them Turkish. It's a Glock copy, is what it is. Another one. But they're good guns. I mean, I've seen some decent reviews on them. The only thing is certain COVID era ammo light strikes like crazy in these striker fire guns, you know, and that could be an issue with them. But I should go and see. Let's do this. Let me see if any of my dealers are available here. Sign in. Yes. Choose FFL. Zip code. Oh, my one is there. My other one is not. So I don't really know if I want to start getting all this crap sent to them because the ATF likes to do their audits and they'll go, hey, why are you buying all these guns? We want to come and talk to you. And kind of don't need that. Besides the off-brand. Well, the one ammo that I seen was bad. All these things come with these weird Troy and this. Some are made in Russia, some are made in Greece and Turkey and Spain, and all these weird places, and none of it really looks as good or even feeds through these things as well as a Remington or Winchester shot shell. Okay, and I forget what it was. It was in the height of that, and Aim Surplus was selling this Sterling 9mm ammo, 1,500 rounds for at the time was a good price. And so I looked at it. I almost bought a case of this stuff. I said, let me go on YouTube, and I couldn't find nothing on YouTube of anybody using this or talking about it. So then I just Google searched the ammo, and then all of these forums, the Glock forums, the different forums that are on these sites about people shooting handguns. And that's where I started seeing all the pictures. And I mean, not just Glocks. There were Glocks, there were Springfield Armory. There were a lot of quality pistols that just, come apart, barrels, slides, the frame, the whole 9 yards. And one guy said he just took the ammo and using his barrel as a gauge, you should be able to take your barrel out of your pistol and drop a cartridge in there. It should go into the chamber. Okay. Other than using, like I have that cartridge gauge has all the common pistol calibers, and I could check it with that. Uh, but he just sat there and did that, and he went through 600 or 800 rounds, and like 300 rounds of it wouldn't drop into the chamber. It was something the ammunition wasn't loaded right. Okay, and this is supposedly factory ammunition. There was some kind of thing where it wasn't set right and it warped the brass and stuff on her. So I don't know if this is a reload or what this was, but then next thing you know, it went from 700. They had a sale where you could buy at 1,500 rounds for about $500 or something, and uh, then it kind of got out. And there were several foreign-made ammunition that damaged guns. Okay, so you kind of got to be careful. And looking at some of these shotgun shells, I had one squib load. One guy was doing the same thing I was, fooling around with one of these shotguns, and when he either loaded it or a pump, or when he slammed it home, you hear this noise. And what it was is when he closed the bolt on the shell, it opened up and all the pellets rolled out the end of the barrel. You know, that's not a good thing. Very enormous there. Instead of shooting my well, yeah, it's like when I started this, a lot of them shotgun shells that I used in the early part of the testing of these Turkish guns, a lot of those things been laying around the house over 30 years. It was time for me to get some new ammo. The only thing is that military stuff that Winchester makes and Remington, it's not cheap, you know. I think I got a box. I bought some. It was like $1.20 a friggin' round for five. It's like they don't have a price tag. Somebody moved it on the shelf. I don't know where it's listed. Tried scanning it. The scanner didn't work. So I go up there and yeah, I paid a shitload of money for it. I should look that up. Let's take a look. Do, 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 do. Okay. Ammo. Shotgun. 12 gauge. Brand any. Hell, let's just go with any and start seeing what we get. Redo the search with shipping filters because they give you a low price. Come on, boys. And they won't do it. Yeah, these shipping. All right, what do we got here? 31 cents around, 12 gauge, 8, 7.5. All right. We got to go with shot. Double up buck. See now. Boom. Goes up to about 40, 50 cents. A lot of these places have really bad shipping. One's good there. Rogers Sporting Goods, 52 cents around. Yeah, so if you get somebody to cut you a break on shipping and it's the real seller, seller, Fetter, Yoshi, 55 cents around. Yeah, so you're looking. Let's look for brand. Let's go with Winchester. Yeah, so this testing does end up costing a lot of money. Sister Military. Yep, that's almost 80 cents a round right there. SG ammo. That's the stuff I liked. I mean, we were issued it. Okay, 25 round box, 1995. If you buy 10 or more, it's 1850. And okay, 250 round case, $189, 76 cents a round. But I think they still free shipping, so it's right underneath the free shipping. But that's the stuff I would get if that's what you were looking for. I learned how to ball mill and corn my own homemade black powder. Well, you want to go with that. Yeah, just buying M98, I mean, found cents around, 2 boxes. To worry. Still have a bunch of magazines, yeah, loaded with the military stuff. Yeah. F YouTube. That's who I just got this thing. Another $229. I mean, you can't beat that. Makes nice stuff. Heart Attack Gaming. Having 2 beers on election day and watching for the crazies. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna probably have to have a live just to check in with you. You guys have been hanging in here with me with this crazy stuff since I started it. I don't even know how many days out when I started counting this down. This insane nonsense. But might as well have a party. I gotta see if I don't know what the hell they're gonna do with the Legion. It should be free pizza again. But the missus is angry. Doesn't want me becoming a commander. So I don't know. Got to have fun. Soy ranch. Yeah, that's it's gonna be true. You know, I don't think no matter who gets in, somebody like me eventually Social Security is gonna collapse. I'm gonna be screwed. You know, don't know what to say. But it ain't good, yeah. So I guess I'm not going to go out shooting tomorrow. I should, but kind of tired from today. And really don't have anything prepped and ready to take out. Some people have asked about the British pistols again and that weird 200 grain little bullet. I got to load some up. I found some bullets and I actually did do some. I lubed up a bunch of them that I found. So I have enough, a few hundred each, and go out and shoot them and then figure out how I'm going to do. Yes, Commander Koba. No, for some reason down here, this development I lived in, only the one guy when I first moved in here had some really small children. and the trick or treating, it didn't happen. Um, None of my neighbors did it. One year, me and the wife sat on the porch. It was nice out, and a car come up with like 5 kids in it from the trailer park down the way, and I gave the kids all this candy, and that was it. Uh, that's the only time I had anybody come to the house, and they went to the other houses, and the people told them to get out or go. They ain't got nothing. So we don't get them. I mean, I don't mind. I did it as a child, and for years we buy this candy. She'd buy a couple bags of candy, and nobody would show up, whether the lights are on or not. So they don't do that here, and we still don't have young children. Okay, if I think the guy up the street, his grandson comes and visits him. He's fairly young, but the girls next door that moved in, they're in middle school or high school or something. And there's another kid, I don't really see him. And the only other children we have is this one kid will hang out with his grandparents. And you see him out there on the weekends or something, or weeknight and in the summertime or something. So there's no children around where I live per se. And I guess down here, trick or treating was not wasn't like up north. Okay. You went out and every house, I mean, it was a big deal. I remember that. And I remember, a couple of years I'd sit there and the kids would come and I'd give them something, it was fun. But yeah, I don't have any come here. So we just turn the lights off like everyone else. And I don't know if it's a thing down here, down south, they don't get into it. But what they do is they do have parties. The churches will have parties and stuff for them. And actually, the Legion ran a thing, they call it trunk or treat. And, because we got this, the Legion's big, it's got a huge parking lot. And what they do is they all park their cars out in the trunks. And then, the commander's wife was in a costume and that. And they hand out candy to the kids. And the local bar did that too. Everybody parked their car in front of that one uh, establishment. The bar was closed that afternoon, and they just had the people come with their kids. You drove up, and they went to everybody, and they had stuff in the trunk of their car. So a lot of the organizations do that, and a lot of churches have some sort of party and stuff like that. And that's how they do it around here. You go somewhere. Well, I don't know how bad that shit was. That was always, even when I was a kid. They said people would put a pin in an apple or needle or something. Uh, they did make blotter LSD and disguise it as candy. I remember that in the late 60s, early 70s. That was a problem. And I really don't know if that ever happened. They always say that, Halloween safety, and they have for years. But I've never heard of nothing ever becoming of it. All right, Michael, I see. Like I said in earlier, uh, a lot of people are nervous. Okay, and that's a true thing. I mean, to where my friend says, "Well, I'll call you and check, like I'm going to check on you on election day," because the people did call when the hurricane came through. A lot of my friends from back up north called me. Actually, one person, an old neighbor, now I don't know if he's senile, he's not well. He called, "Are you all right?" And I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure that you know nothing happened to you during the hurricane and everything." But he did call. Yeah, do a lot of the trunk or treat, but here the Mormons raise hell that it's the devil's holiday. Yeah, some religions Halloween actually is the in the Catholic religion, the Roman Catholic religion was called All Souls Day. And that's the day that I guess when you did your time in purgatory, your soul goes to heaven. And what it turned into is truthfully, it was a holiday where you went to the cemetery on that day and you took care of the family's grave sites, cleaned it up, got everything, squared away, made sure nobody damaged or defaced. That's the thing we deal with now. My brother goes up to where my parents are buried and makes sure nobody smashed a headstone or ripped out the veterans thing with my dad's flag in it or whatever. And actually, my cousin went up and sent me a picture. She was in the cemetery with some of the relatives and aunt and uncle. She said I went by and she sent me a photo. She goes, I brushed away a lot of the leaves and made sure everything was all right. And basically, that's what you were supposed to do, way back on this holiday in Halloween or however this come about, the history of it. I don't know. Look it up on Google. But that's what it actually was, and a lot of it in the Philippines and also this anywhere where you had Spanish colonies. A lot of people who are Catholic, that's what they do that day. That's a day where you go out to the cemetery and basically sit there. And in the Ukraine, I don't know when it is, but in the Ukraine once a year, my wife said they would go to the cemetery where the family plot is, get everything cleaned up, and they'd actually sit there in the afternoon and have a lunch. That's why I was asking, why are there all these benches in the cemeteries around there? And it's a tradition where people go there, visit their relatives, make sure that headstones and that are all there, clean up anything, make sure there's no debris or anything, and they'll actually sit there and have a lunch or that in the cemetery. That's kind of the origin of that. It's not really the devil's holiday. Okay. Always hit the bar. Yeah, you go in there, you go to the Veterans Post. We were generous. I always loved Halloween as an adult, but not much and not very many clothes to blow up pumpkins with. Yeah, that's what I said. When you wish Merry Christmas, these people go, well, we're not Christians, we're not Catholics or whatever. Why the hell are you wishing us Merry Christmas? And I said, look, Christmas is like the one holiday in the year, regardless, you should take a day off from being an asshole. Okay, and that's what I tell them. That's what Christmas is. And if you don't believe in Christmas, you're not a damn American. Okay, so you take your foreign crap or whatever and go, because in the old days it never happened. Okay, when you wish Merry Christmas to people who were not Catholics, when I was a kid, they didn't get upset or offended. Okay, they didn't, Christmas, everybody celebrated Christmas, regardless of what the hell their religion was. You know, peace on earth, goodwill of man type of stuff. You leave the religion out of it. It's just a day that everyone stayed with their family and took it easy. That's why, like you said, now atheists, this, that, I'm this, I can't stand this and that. 40 years ago, your parents didn't say that shit. So I don't know. Election Day, Christmas Day, all these new holidays. What about Cosmonaut Day? That's my favorite Soviet holiday is Cosmonaut Day. That's where they celebrate where Yuri Gagarin flew up into space. Uh, Actually, they gave it International Space Day, April 6th or 12th. I can't remember. No, that's a holiday. How can you get upset? Guy flew up in a rocket, come back down in one piece. Good reason to throw a party, but I don't know. It's my duty to offend everyone. Yeah, well, I mean, I never seen stuff like that when I was a kid. You say Merry Christmas to anyone, and they always wave back to you. Okay, I don't know where this comes because of religion or whatever. It was kind of like, see, because then people start pushing the religion into it. And I said it's not about religion. It's a time like Thanksgiving is another day to spend with your family. Okay, all right. The communists May Day's the day. It's like their Thanksgiving. On May Day, they all go with their family, have a damn big meal and everything, and I know it's a communist holiday, but basically that's what they do. It's kind of like their Thanksgiving. Really, there's no pictures of Lenin there, unless they're kind of diehards. But it's just a day to spend with your family. And a lot of the people that emigrated here, they carry the tradition on. I remember I went to the Yugoslavs, the Bosnians. May Day is a big day. Family comes around. I went there. I didn't know the guy closed the restaurant. I just walked in. He goes, "Oh no, let's close the family party." But I went and met his family, had a drink with him, had a little snack, and I told him I didn't want to intrude, and I thanked him for letting me come there and sit with him a little bit, and left. So can't hold it against them. It ain't like they're burning flags or waving banners or running through the town raising hell. It's not religious. I'm agnostic. Yeah, I mean, because it's not promoting it. You're just being nice to people on a day. That's what Christmas is all about. Like I said, take the day off. Just everybody step back for one day out of the year. Okay, you don't have to bring religion in or nothing like that. Call them Bible Karens. Yeah, that's true, Michael. It's true. I mean, I think my friend he summed it up before he passed away. He told me the biggest problem with society in the world is that people just don't respect other people's feelings and opinions, be it on any subject. So to come in hard about whatever religion, these elections, the politics, okay? He said, you know, if you kind of don't like something, you just quietly move away from it, all right? You don't have to start a heated argument. Okay, and he goes, what happens is, people have different views on religion and a lot of other things. And he was just the type of person that, he said, I don't need to go out there and get involved or get everything stirred up. He was just kind of a very mellow, laid back guy. And he was talking about another friend of ours. He goes that he pushes this political stuff and everything. And he goes, I might agree with some of his points of view, but some of it gets too extreme. And he goes, he just is wired into it, just pushing constantly. He goes, I don't agree with that. Okay, you know, it's like we're sitting here. Do you want to hear about something that really doesn't concern us or we don't care about, and then yet somebody's sitting there just going on and on and on, be it politics, religion, or their favorite sports team or something. You know, just bullshit. He was kind of correct in his views. All this woke. Yeah, uh, that's another thing. It's like tearing the signs out of somebody's yard. Now, somebody puts any political sign up. Okay, so the person made a statement. This is who I support in a political race. What the hell is ripping the sign out of his yard or setting it on fire? It's not going to change the person's vote or attitude. Um, if you pull all the signs away, is it like it's like you're taking the sign and you're taking the popularity of the person? It's extremely childish. And there's several of these fellows that make these YouTube videos that go around asking people political questions. And they had people actually attack them. Okay, like just start freaking out and stuff and going nuts and screaming at the top of their lungs. And it's like, you know, the hell's wrong with you? It's like wearing this Trump hat. Guy went into a vape shop wearing a Trump t-shirt. And the guy behind the counter just started screaming, like, like the guy stabbed him or something. He just screamed at the top of the lungs, you did this, and he goes, I didn't do nothing. How can you say that I oppressed him or did something? You're wearing a Trump t-shirt, so that means that you committed this crime against society. I really, so I better hide this. I don't see how people can say that. Okay, I don't see how, you know, if somebody wears a T-shirt for an opposing political candidate, that's just their choice. Okay, I don't really believe they had a hand in signing the legislation or whatever kind of bizarre deals go on that the politicians do. Okay, and to say you support Trump, that means you're oppressing me or doing something wrong to me. It's a pretty strange, damn way of looking at it. Figured out politics, religion, recovery. And instead of being miserable, yeah, that's that's true. A lot of people are like that. It's like, his husband probably told him to act like that in public. Uh, yeah, so I don't know. Actually, I'm too old for this. I got wore out from making more fantastic content, and I see a lot of interest here, and I'll get that out. And again, a little tempted, snatch that other pistol up. I guess I have to go find all the loose old 9mm ammo. It's in a can here somewhere. Just burn that up and maybe fire up and reload 500 rounds or so of ammo. Because the factory stuff that's sealed up, I'm going to hang on to that for post election day. Every day I have to hit the message selection, but it comes to the top. Every new video. Yeah. So that's what I've been doing. Let me look at the El Timo here. I may have to try to sneak out before the wife comes home, go run a few errands, and get back. All right, gentlemen, I will see you fellas tomorrow about this same time. Uh, We'll have another live, 5 days to go. Also, think about it. Should we have a live session on election day itself? The day is here. Uh, your thoughts and comments, you know, do mean something to me. So think about it, and we'll start off tomorrow if nothing happens, like total financial collapse of the global economy or anything. And we'll discuss that, whether we should have a live on election day or maybe have our own internet party or something. I don't know, or the day after, whatever. All right, guys, I got to get going. Uh, so I'll see you again tomorrow. All right, thanks for showing up and thanks for hanging in there with me.